Have you ever handed over a penny at the grocery store, not realizing you might have just given away millions? Yes, millions. The 1998 Lincoln cent with no mint mark might look ordinary, just another coin hiding in a drawer or old coffee can. But in reality, certain rare examples of this penny have sold for life-changing sums, as high as $2.7 million in today's market. Now let me ask you, if I reached into your change jar right now, would I find one of these? Or, have you already spent a fortune without knowing it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify this coin, what makes it so valuable, and how you can turn an old penny into a wealthy lifestyle. The Lincoln cent has been part of American history since 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln's legacy. But here's where the story takes a twist. By the 1990s, billions of pennies were minted each year. So why is the 1998 no-mint mark cent so rare? It comes down to minting errors, scarcity, and condition. In some cases, the Philadelphia Mint produced coins without the PE mint mark. Combine that with flawless striking and unique die varieties, and suddenly, you don't just have a penny, you have a collector's dream. Now here's the part that shocks most people. Grading a coin that looks good enough, to the naked eye might only be worth a few dollars. But the same coin in mint state 67 or higher, with sharp details and that blazing luster, could push into the $1 million range. Yes, condition isn't just important, it's everything. Quick reset. Ever notice how you can't find your reading glasses until they're already on your head? That's how it feels when collectors realize they've had one of these pennies all along. Hidden. Overlooked. Sitting in plain sight. But here's the cliffhanger. How do you actually know if your penny is the one collectors are willing to spend millions on? Is it just luck, or is there a way to be sure? The answer lies in authentication and grading. Professional services like PCGS or NGC can evaluate your coin and certify its value. Without certification, it's just a penny. With certification, it's a potential $1 million asset. Imagine this. You send off a coin, expecting maybe a few $100, and it comes back valued in the millions. Suddenly, retirement isn't a question mark anymore, it's a lifestyle. Travel, security, legacy for your children, all from one lucky penny. But here's the urgency. You can't sit on this information forever. Collectors and investors are actively searching, and the window of opportunity doesn't stay open forever. Every year, fewer high-grade coins survive, and demand only increases. So, before you spend another penny without looking, check your jars, your drawers, and even that old coffee can in the garage. Because one small coin could be the key to unlocking a wealthy, stress-free future. And if you're wondering what other coins in your pocket could be worth millions, well, let's just say the 1998 no-mint mark cent is only the beginning. We're talking about the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looks like pocket change, but in the rare coin market, it has stunned collectors by reaching unbelievable prices, with top coins fetching over $2.6 million today. And here's the part that gets exciting. Most people don't even know how to recognize the valuable versions of this coin, which means, if you have one, you could be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Let's rewind to 1989. Ronald Reagan had just left office, the Berlin Wall was coming down, and in America, the Lincoln cent was still being struck in copper-plated zinc. Now, here's where the story takes a twist. Certain era coins slipped out of the US Mint without a mint mark. That tiny missing letter is the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions. Talk about a small detail making a big difference, kind of like forgetting your wedding anniversary. Except this mistake could buy you a mansion, not just flowers to apologize. Why are these coins so valuable? It all comes down to 3 things: rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors will pay astronomical sums for coins in pristine, uncirculated condition. And the 1989 no-mint mark penny, especially in top grading by agencies like PCGS or NGC, has shocked the market by climbing to $2.6 million. But here's the real question you should be asking right now. Could one of these life-changing coins be hiding in your own collection? Or even in your loose change jar at home? Now, I know what you're thinking. Asterisk, alright. But what are the odds that I have one? Asterisk, and that's exactly the point. Most people never bother to check. But the truth is, rare coins don't ask permission before changing someone's life. They just sit quietly in drawers, coin jars, and albums, until someone with the right knowledge recognizes them. Here's the danger. If you don't check, you might accidentally spend it tomorrow at the gas station, and lose your shot at a millionaire lifestyle. Imagine explaining to your kids that you had a $2.6 million penny, and traded it for a cup of coffee. And let's be honest, coffee prices are high, but not that high. So, here's your next step. Go through your coins. Look for 1989 Lincoln cents, and especially check for those without a mint mark. Then, if you believe you have something, get it professionally graded. Because one coin, just one, could transform your financial future. And here's the exciting part. The 1989 penny isn't the only hidden gem. In fact, there are several pennies from the late 20th century that have crossed the $1 million mark. Which ones are they? Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal another ordinary-looking penny that could make you wealthier than you ever dreamed. Imagine, you're holding what looks like an ordinary penny in your hand. You toss it in a jar, maybe even spend it without a second thought. But what if I told you that very coin could be the ticket to a life of wealth, freedom, and the retirement you've always dreamed of? That's not a fairy tale. That's the story of the 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin so rare, it has stunned collectors at auctions with values reaching up to millions of dollars. And here's the catch. Most people walk right past this coin every single day. Scary thought, right? How many life-changing opportunities have slipped through your hands already? Stick with me, because in just a few minutes, I'll reveal exactly why this coin is special, how to identify it, and most importantly, how much you could realistically sell one for today. But first, let me ask you, asterisk, have you ever checked your old change jar? Or is it still collecting dust in the kitchen cabinet? Asterisk, funny how we trust banks to hold our money, yet sometimes the biggest treasure is already sitting in our homes. The year was 1982, and something unusual happened in the world of U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint was transitioning pennies from being made of mostly copper to a new zinc-based composition. That one shift created confusion, errors, and rare varieties, including the legendary 1982 no mint mark penny. Why no mint mark? Well, most pennies are struck with a little D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But a rare batch slipped through with no mint mark at all. And when you add in the copper versus zinc composition mix-up, you get one of the most sought-after modern pennies in American history. Some of these coins have sold at auctions for hundreds of thousands, and in pristine condition, experts believe certain varieties can climb into the millions of dollars range. Now pause for a second. Imagine finding one in your old drawer. What would that mean for you? A new house? Freedom from debt? The ability to retire early and live life on your terms. But here's the danger. Not all 1982 pennies are valuable. Some are worth just 1 cent. Others could change your life forever. So how do you know the difference? We'll get there. But let me give you a quick laugh to lighten things up. If you're squinting at every penny with a magnifying glass right now, don't worry, you're not going crazy. You're just finally doing what millions of people wish they had done years ago. And here's the urgency. These coins are getting rarer by the day. Collectors are snatching them up, and once they're gone, they're gone. So the question is, are you going to be the person who digs through your old jars, safe boxes, and coin albums tonight? Or will you let this chance slip away, just like the countless others who unknowingly spent fortunes at the grocery store checkout line? Here's the truth. Wealth isn't always about working harder. Sometimes, it's about recognizing hidden opportunities that others overlook. The 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those opportunities. Don't just dream about a wealthy lifestyle. Act on it. Start searching, start learning, and if you find one of these treasures, don't hesitate to get it graded and appraised. It could be the smartest decision you ever make. Because remember, fortunes aren't always buried in the stock market or real estate. Sometimes, they're hiding in plain sight, in the smallest coin in your pocket. So tell me, if you found a coin worth millions of dollars tonight, what's the very first thing you'd buy? Asterisk. Imagine pulling out an ordinary penny from your pocket, only to realize it could change your life forever. A single 1981 Lincoln cent, missing its mint mark, has shocked collectors by selling for over $2.4 million in today's market. Yes, a single penny worth more than a mansion. Can you believe that? Makes you want to check your couch cushions, right? Who knew the real treasure wasn't in Wall Street, but in the laundry room? But here's the catch. Most people who had this coin in their possession either spent it unknowingly or sold it for far less than it was worth. Don't let that be you. Let's take a step back in time. The year was 1981. The Lincoln penny was in full production at the Denver Mint, marked with the familiar D Mint mark. But an extraordinary error slipped through. Some coins were struck without that mark at all. A simple oversight that turned into a fortune. Why so valuable? Because rarity drives demand. Collectors go wild for mistakes. The fewer that exist, the higher the value. The 1981 D No Mint mark penny asterisk. Now here's where it gets serious. These coins don't just casually pop up. They hide in old collections, tucked away in forgotten jars, or mixed into boxes of change passed down from parents and grandparents. And with today's collectors paying millions, the window to strike gold is getting smaller by the day. Asterisk. So, how do you know if you have one? Here's the test. Look closely at the date 1981. If it should have a small \*** D beneath the year, but doesn't, you may be staring at a fortune in the palm of your hand. Collectors and auction houses are constantly on the hunt. The right penny in pristine condition can fetch upwards of $2.4 million. Even lower graded asterisk. And here we are, spending dollars on overpriced coffee, while one penny could buy the whole cafe. So, don't let your old coins collect dust. That little copper circle in your drawer could be the key to unlocking the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Check your change. Check your collections. Because the next millionaire story? It might just be you. And here's the real twist. The 1981 penny isn't the only coin out there worth a fortune. In my next video, I'll reveal another overlooked coin that could be hiding in your home right now, worth even more than this one. Don't miss it. Asterisk. Imagine this. You walk into your garage, open an old coffee tin filled with pennies, and there it is, an ordinary-looking 1975 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. But here's the shocking part. This 1 cent coin could be worth up to $2.3 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. Asterisk, how could a penny that buys literally nothing at the store be worth more than a mansion? Asterisk, well, stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you look at pocket change forever. And trust me, you don't want to miss the details, because you might be holding a fortune without even knowing it. And hey, before you rush off to crack open that old piggy bank, let's actually learn what makes this tiny coin a life-changing treasure. Because no, not every penny will pay for your retirement yacht. First, let's go back in time. The year is 1975. Gas is cheap, disco is alive, and millions of pennies are being minted across America. But here's the twist, not all pennies are created equal. Most of them had a mint mark showing where they were struck, Denver, San Francisco, or Philadelphia. But some coins, like the 1975 Lincoln cent without a mint mark, slipped through in a way that today's collectors can't resist. And here's why you should care. Collectors hunt for rarity, condition, and historical quirks. That plain little no mint mark detail makes this coin far rarer than the millions of regular 1975 cents still floating around. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Grading plays a huge role. A 1975 penny in worn condition might sell for a few $100s, but in pristine condition, uncirculated, graded as mint state, the value doesn't just increase. It skyrockets into the millions. One such penny has already shocked the auction world, reaching a jaw-dropping $2.3 million valuation. Pattern interrupt, humor with urgency, asterisk. So next time your grandkids roll their eyes when you tell them to check the change jar, remind them that 1 penny could buy a Lamborghini. Suddenly, they'll start listening. But here's the part that's really important. Coins like this don't just represent money, they represent opportunity. For some, it's the difference between working another decade or retiring early with financial freedom. Now picture this. While others let rare coins slip through their fingers, you recognize the hidden wealth in your hands. That tiny copper coin could be your ticket to the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed about. But here's the cliffhanger. You won't know unless you check. Somewhere in America, tucked in a drawer or a forgotten coin jar, sits another 1975 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth a fortune. The only question is, will it be in your collection? So, before you dismiss those old coins as pocket change, think again. Take action. Look, grade, research, and if you find one, auction houses are waiting, and collectors are hungry. Because in the end, the difference between a penny and $1 million fortune is simply knowing what to look for. So, are you going to let that opportunity slip away, or are you ready to claim your piece of history and wealth? And in my next video, I'll reveal another coin that looks completely ordinary, but has sold for more than a beachfront home. You do not want to miss that.